Good morning. I'd like to introduce kind of a new series, a mini series that I'm going to be doing in Mornings with Mark. And what I want to do here is talk about habits, how to change your habits, how to get the most out of your habits. Maybe I'll introduce this by saying that goals are very important and habits are very important. If you have a bunch of goals, but you don't have the right habits, you're going to fail. And the reason you're going to fail is we need to become somebody before we do the right things, before we have certain things. And habits are all about the doing the right things. Goals are about having. So absolutely have goals. If you don't have a goal, you're rudderless. You don't have a compass bearing. You don't know where you're going on a consistent basis. It helps decision making. It helps all these other things. And I'll talk about goals some other time. But for right now, we talk about goals kind of a lot in our culture. We also need the habits. We also need to do the things that will get us to our goals. And the idea that I want to talk about this morning is a 1% difference. What would it be, and this has been written about a lot, what would it be like to have a 1% difference every day or a 1% difference every week in your life to your habits, to the actions you're taking? What difference would that make long term? That doesn't sound like a lot. I mean, even if I say 1% over a week, somebody goes like, yeah, I can improve things over a week 1%. If you were to do that, that's 50% over the year. But over the course of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, it's a massive difference. And the way I typically visualize this, if you were on a ship, and let's say you're on the east coast of the US, and you want to head over to, let's even head further, like the African continent. And so you got your compass bearing, and you make a 1%, 1 degree difference in that. Where are you going to land? Where are you going to land? You may not even hit the continent. Okay? I don't run the numbers, but it's going to be a massive difference at the end, right? So a 1 degree, a small change in the beginning makes a massive difference at the end. At the beginning, make sure you've got that compass bearing. Make sure you're going in the right direction. Make sure you're working on your goals. If you haven't, make sure you go back to my goal stuff that I've talked about and get into your goals. Having said that, once you have your goals, you need to take the actions, and habits are all about the action. Now, in order to get the habits, in order to take the action, we need to become a certain kind of person, and I will get to that in this little mini-series. For today, all I want to encourage you to do is ask yourself, what is something that I could change 1% in? Just at the smallest change, if I could make the smallest change and improve just a little bit every day, every week, what would that mean for me? If you are making those improvements every day or every week, what's going to start to happen is you're going to start to see a big change. Tomorrow we'll talk about this. Sometimes it doesn't seem like a lot. It makes a massive difference in the end. Think about a flight. You're taking off from here, wherever you're at, to China. Again, making slight changes, it's what's going to get you there. That's what gets us to our goals. So think through this. Write down a few ideas. What are some areas that you need to change? And then we can start working on those in small ways rather than massive ways. Some people think massive change is what it's all about. Think about the massive changes that you've made in life. How long did they stick, usually? Not long. Think about the massive decisions you've made with the home run kind of investment. How'd that work out? Not incredibly well, probably, if you're watching this, right? Making those small changes will make all the difference. Make a habit of making small changes, and it will change your life and your business.